Taeguk refers to the source of everything in the universe and the universal law in which everything continuously goes through cycles of creation and destruction. Pumse Taeguk symbolizes the root principle of universal philosophy and is constructed by applying the truth inherent in Taeguk's yin and yang principles. Taeguk Samjang stands for E of the 8 trigrams and symbolizes fire, which represents heat, brightness, and vitality. Taeguk Samjang is also the last stage of the initiatory training, where you learn to move the center of your body in a stable manner, achieve harmonious movement of the body, and cultivate dexterity. We will now take a look at the Pumse of Taeguk Samjang. Taeguk Samjang consists of 4 key moves, namely 손날 앉히기, 손날 바깥맞기, 뒷굽이, and double jirugi. We will now take a closer look at each of the key moves of Taeguk Samjang. Before explaining 손날 앉히기, we will first look at ways to make the hand blade 손날. The hand blade, used in the move, extends from the wrist to the first joint of the little finger. First, open your hand. Place the 4 fingers from the index to the little finger together. Then, bend the tip of the thumb and place it on top of the first joint of the index finger. And bend the tips a little inward. After making the hand blade as described, place the wrist of the thrusting arm at shoulder level and the supporting arm at the solar plexus level. Next, slightly twist your torso and perform the 손날 앉히기 move by pulling both elbows towards your body. After completing the 손날 앉히기, place your supporting hand back at the wrist. The wrist of the striking hand should be straight open, and your hand blade should be raised near your neck level. 손날 바깥맞기 is also a technique that uses the hand blade in the same way as the previous move. You protect the body from the inside out and begin with 2 arms crossed in front of the chest. The defending arm and supporting arm should be placed on the outside and inside respectively when the arms are crossed. The tip of the hand of the defending arm should not be above the shoulder when defending, and the elbow should face downward. Be careful not to let the wrist bend, and the hand blade should not be outside the end of the line extending from the torso. When doing the 뒷굽이 posture, your feet should form a 90-degree angle, and the direction of your knees and feet should be identical. The center of your body should be 2/3 towards the back. Move your left foot 1 step forward, and stand low like you would for 주춤서기. Double jirugi is just what the name implies, 2 jirugi moves in succession. Control your breath and quickly perform the jirugi as if pulling your elbows to your waist. The force exerted and speed of your arms must be in balance. These are the 4 key moves of Taeguk Samjang. We will now look at the moves in succession connecting each move. The key moves of Taeguk Samjang, first part, consists of wen aremaki, oren apchagi, and double jirugi. Oren aremaki, wen apchagi, and double jirugi. Oren sonnar anchigi, and wen sonnar anchigi. When performing oren apchagi, bend your legs using momentum and first touch the ground with your front sole. Then quickly continue with oren jirugi while breathing once your rear sole touches the ground. The important thing is to quickly connect the jirugi moves. You can achieve this by controlling your breath, removing unnecessary force, and making use of your spinning torso. When performing dorattiki, push on the ground with your front foot, shifting your weight on the hind foot, and naturally turn around and set your foot. When moving your center forward 1 step during wen apsogi and oren anchigi, move your left hand back and place 1 fist above the shoulder. Naturally straighten your right arm forward, set your right foot 1 step forward, then perform oren apsogi and wen sonnar anchigi. Naturally straighten your right arm forward, then perform anchigi, pulling your right elbow to your waist while doing this. Cautions for Taeguk Samjang, first part. Taking a closer look. When connecting apchagi and double jirugi, the sole of the kicking foot should touch the ground first, followed by the rear sole. When performing double jirugi, be careful not to exert unnecessary force. Use only muscular strength. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Samjang, first part in succession while watching the video. The key moves of Taeguk Samjang, second part, consist of wen sonnar pakatmaki, oren jirugi, oren sonnar pakatmaki, wen jirugi, oren anmaki, and wen anmaki. During sonnar pakatmaki, the hand blade is used to defend by striking and is also intended to hold the opponent. Push on the ground with your right foot from the oren duikubi position and move your left foot forward about 1.5 steps. The transition to wen apgubi. Shift your weight to your left foot. Raise the rear sole of your left foot and spin your heel using the sole as an axis. Then move and set your right foot to complete the duikubi. When moving your center forward during wen apsogi and oren anmaki, you can perform the preparatory move by moving your left hand back and placing it about 1 fist above the shoulder, then naturally straightening your right arm forward. The right arm must naturally straighten forward, and then the oren apsogi and wen anmaki can be performed by moving 1 step forward when doing this. Cautions for Taeguk Samjang, second part, taking a closer look. Be careful not to perform dorattiki with your rear sole. When connecting to jirugi after duikubi sonnar pakatmaki, do not perform jirugi after shifting your weight backwards. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Samjang Part 2 in succession while watching the video. The key moves of Taeguk Samjang, third part, consist of wen aremaki, oren apchagi, and double jirugi, oren aremaki, and wen apchagi and double jirugi. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Samjang, third part, in succession slowly while watching the video. The key moves of Taeguk Samjang, fourth part, consist of wen aremaki and oren jirugi, oren aremaki and wen jirugi, wen apchagi and wen aremaki and oren jirugi, oren apchagi and oren maki and wen jirugi. Control your breath after aremaki and continue with oren jirugi by pulling the left below. I will try to explain the flow of the last moves of Taeguk Samjang for easier understanding. Fold your legs using the momentum right after apchagi, and at the same time prepare for aremaki. You can then quickly connect the next aremaki and jirugi and add the shout. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Samjang, fourth part, in succession slowly while watching the video. This concludes the training for Taeguk Samjang. We will take another look at all the moves and master Poomsae. We have looked at the key moves of Taeguk Samjang and provided thorough explanations for each move and things to watch out for. Please focus on cultivating a harmonious movement of your body with dexterity while concentrating on the meaning of Taeguk Samjang, symbolizing vitality and brightness. We will see you again in the Taeguk Sajang video. Thanks for watching. Taeguk Sajang is an intermediate stage Poomsae designed for students to really start learning the basics of Taekwondo. Taeguk Sajang is composed of successive kicks and body twists that require the balancing of the body, which help you improve your sense of balance while moving. We will now take a look at the Poomsae of Taeguk Sajang. Taeguk Sajang consists of 5 key moves, namely Sonnar Godro Maki, Pyeonsonggut Sewo Jirugi, Jebi-Poom Anchigi, Yopchagi, and 등주먹 앞치기. We will now take a closer look at each of the key moves of Taeguk Sajang. Sonnar Godoro Maki is a technique of defending using two hands, where the supporting hand assists when performing Sonnar Bakkan Maki. The hand defending the torso should be placed at the solar plexus level, while the supporting hand should be placed at the elbow level of the defending arm. The elbow of the supporting arm should be placed where it crosses the center line. The space between the outer wrist of the supporting arm and the torso should be about 1 hand blade, and the elbow should be placed naturally close to the torso. Be careful not to let the elbow rise due to the opening of the armpit of the supporting arm. Pyeonsonggut Sewo Jirugi is a technique to pierce an opponent's pressure points using the tip of your hand. This has the effect of concentrating force in one place with high pressure as the area of contact with an opponent is small. You can prevent injuries and concentrate your force by placing the index, middle, and the ring finger together in a straight line. Be careful not to let your wrist bend when performing jirugi. Jeppipum Anchigi is a technique that uses Sonnar Orgulmaki and Sonnar Anchigi at the same time. Perform the preparatory move by placing the left hand in front of the torso and the wrist of the right hand above the shoulder. Remove unnecessary force. Tilt the body about 45 degrees and then simultaneously perform Wen Sonnar Orgulmaki and Oren Sonnar Anchigi. The right hand should be placed at the neck level with the elbows slightly bent. The hand that performed Anchigi should be placed at the crossing with the center line in front, and your torso should stand straight. Be careful not to lose balance or let your torso swerve to the right due to excessive twisting. Yeopchagi is a technique to kick a front target sideways using a foot blade or rear sole. The kicking leg should be raised higher than the supporting knee above the waist. Bend your knee, twist your pelvis, and straighten your leg to kick. Twist the heel of the supporting leg to face the direction of the kick. Your shoulder, hips, and heel should form a straight line. Be careful not to let the heel of your supporting leg twist too early in the direction of the kick. All moves should be performed in one succession without interruption. I will show you in one quick motion by connecting them with the Yeopchagi technique. Dungjumok Apchigi is a technique used to strike an opponent's face in front of you with the back of the fist. Your arms should cross at the solar plexus level, and the striking fist should pass under the supporting arm, making an arc. The back of the fist should be at the philtrum level, along the center line when seen from the front. Be careful not to let the elbow of the striking arm point outward. These are the 5 key moves of Taeguk Sajang. We will now look at the moves in succession, connecting each move. The key moves of Taeguk Sajang first part consist of Wen Sonnar Godoro Maki, Oren Pyeonsonggut Sewo Jirugi, Oren Sonnar Godoro Maki, and Wen Pyeonsonggut Sewo Jirugi. Shift your weight to your right foot while performing Wen Sonnar Godoro Maki. Your left hand should prepare for Batangson Nullo Maki and pull your supporting hand to your waist. Then perform Nullo Maki with your left hand while setting your right foot forward and pyeonson 끝 세워 jirugi with your right hand at the same time. The right elbow should lightly touch the back of your left hand when performing jirugi. Cautions for Taeguk Sajang. First part. Taking a closer look. Be careful not to let the right foot draw an arc when turning around to set your foot during oren apgubi. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Sajang, first part in succession while watching the video. The key moves of Taeguk Sajang, second part, consist of 오른 제비품 안치기, 오른 앞차기, and wen jirugi, wen 옆차기, 오른 옆차기, and 오른 손날 고드러 맞기. After performing wen 옆차기, take one step forward with the kicking foot, then connect to 오른 옆차기. After performing 오른 옆차기, bend the knee and prepare for the 고드러맞기 move. Then, set your right foot and perform 손날 고드러맞기 at the same time. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Sajang second part in succession slowly while watching the video. The key moves of Taeguk Sajang third part consist of wen 바깥 맞기, 오른 앞차기, and 오른 안 맞기. 오른 바깥 맞기, wen 앞차기, and wen 안 맞기. 오른 제비품 안치기, 오른 앞차기, and 오른 둥주목 앞치기. When turning around to set your foot with 오른 뒷구비 and wen 바깥 맞기 during the previous move, shift your weight to your right foot and use your sole to turn and transition to 오른 뒷구비. Cautions for Taeguk Sajang, third part, taking a closer look. Be careful not to twist your upper body excessively when performing 안맞기. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Sajang, third part, in succession while watching the video. The key moves of Taeguk Sajang fourth part consist of wen 안 맞기, 오른 jirugi, 오른 안 맞기, wen jirugi, wen 안 맞기, and double jirugi, 오른 안 맞기, and double jirugi. When setting your foot after performing 오른 jirugi and turning around, shift your weight to your left foot and use the sole of your left foot to spin your torso clockwise. Make the preparatory 안맞기 move with the right arm. Complete 돌아뛰기, then perform 오른 안맞기. Cautions for Taeguk Sajang, fourth part, taking a closer look. Please keep in mind that it is very important to quickly connect the three consecutive moves when going from 안맞기 to double jirugi. We will now practice the moves of Taeguk Sajang, fourth part, in succession slowly while watching the video. This concludes the training for Taeguk Sajang. We will take another look at all the moves and master Pumse. We have looked at the key moves of Taeguk Sajang and provided thorough explanations for each move and things to watch out for. Congratulations on your advancing to the intermediate level of Taekwondo. We urge you to continue your efforts to improve your body's sense of balance. We'll see you again in the Taeguk Ojang video. Thanks for watching.